Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving my top 5 locations for Aaron Rodgers this offseason. Obviously this list is just my opinion. I don't think Rodgers is going to stay in Green Bay. Obviously retirement's also an option for him, so it's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up. But I think there are a lot of attractive locations for Aaron Rodgers. If he's surrounded by the right coaching and the right skill players, I think that Aaron Rodgers could definitely come back this year. But I just don't think it's going to be with Green Bay. So with that being said, let me get into my list with the top 5 locations for Aaron Rodgers to go this offseason. Number 5 on this list is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this team's incredibly attractive right now. Obviously, this is taking into consideration if Derek Carr leaves, but if he does, I think this location could be great for Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, they just hired former Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels as their head coach. I think that's a great move. I know a lot of Patriots fans didn't really like him too much, but I think it adds a load of possibilities for that offense. Obviously, the Raiders were able to make the playoffs this year, even with all the drama this season, so I just think Rodgers is a great candidate here. The only thing with the Raiders is that they're definitely lacking wide receiver talent, so if he is going to go to the Raiders, expect the Raiders to make a lot of moves regarding their skill positions. That's going to be necessary for them to acquire Rodgers, and that will definitely be a deal breaker. Number 4 on this list is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Once again, obviously this is taking into consideration that Russell Wilson leaves and gets traded this offseason, but if he does, I think that this team would be another great fit for Rodgers. Obviously they have a ton of talent with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, so the talent's already there. The coaching with Pete Carroll obviously has been in question for a couple seasons, but considering the fact that Pete Carroll's getting older, I just think that's definitely a possibility, and if we could see that, that would be great. As well as any team Aaron Rodgers is on, I think Seattle could definitely be a great contender next year if he can go there. Obviously neither Rodgers or Pete Carroll are getting older, so maybe one last hurrah, but you never know. Number 3 on this list is the San Francisco 49ers. I think that the 49ers would be a great location for Aaron Rodgers. Once again, this seems to be an ongoing trend here, but this is obviously, once again, taking into consideration that Jimmy Garoppolo might get traded. I think the 49ers would be a great fit. That defense has held that team together for years, and I think with a supporting defense and obviously a great skill core with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk, I think that Aaron Rodgers would thrive there. I can't see why that wouldn't be a location for Rodgers. I think that team would automatically be Super Bowl contenders. I think it's clear that the 49ers are one good quarterback away from another Super Bowl. Number 2 on this list, I'm going to give to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers are, once again, an unbelievable candidate for Rodgers. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger is leaving this offseason. He's retiring, so there's a huge spot to be filled. From what I'm hearing, I'm pretty sure Mike Tomlin is debating between Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, so just considering that, I think that it's a no-brainer that Aaron Rodgers could definitely go here. I think those 2 quarterbacks are definitely not starters or have any starter potential, so and obviously the Steelers team is a great team. It was just really Ben Roethlisberger that was holding them back. So obviously with Mike Tomlin there, Najee Harris, obviously they have receivers in Pat Freiermuth, Deontay Johnson, and they have a pretty underrated receiving core, obviously with Ray McCloud, a lot of those shifty receivers there, so I could definitely see him going here. That defense is also solid as well with TJ Watt leading the charge, who just had one of the best defensive seasons of all time, so I just think that that team is definitely going to be attractive for Rodgers if he decides to not retire and leave Green Bay. So number 1 on this list, I am going to give to the Denver Broncos. I think the Broncos more than ever are attractive to Aaron Rodgers. I think they're incredibly attractive. Obviously with the head coach signing of Nathaniel Hackett, the former offensive coordinator on the Packers, I don't think I need to explain how much sense that would make for Rodgers to come to Denver, going right into that same offensive scheme. And Denver's receiving core is no joke. With Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, and obviously guys like KJ Hamler and Tim Patrick, they have tons of weapons, not forgetting Noah Fant as well. So that team is definitely destined to make the playoffs in the next few seasons. I think that they can definitely go deep in a playoff run if they can just get a quarterback. The defense is obviously crazy elite as well. The Broncos' biggest issue the past few seasons, and honestly the past number of seasons since their Super Bowl win, has really been their quarterback. So if they can move on from Drew Lock and go for a guy like Rodgers, obviously it's a big financial commitment, but I just think it makes sense. I think any team that Rodgers is going to go to is going to be a contender, and I think the Broncos could definitely be one. So obviously with the head coach signing, I think this makes the Broncos number 1. If Rodgers doesn't retire and leaves Green Bay, I think this would be the perfect destination for him. So that's going to do it for my list, guys. Feel free to comment where you think Aaron Rodgers is going to go, but that's going to do it for me. So once again, guys, I have a $50 subscriber giveaway. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers, all you got to do is subscribe and you'll be entered. So appreciate you guys watching the video.